Hey guys, Luna here, and welcome back to Friendsim 2. Last we left off, we had just finished round 9. Let's just get right into it, with Volume 10 Beneath the Veils of the Stars. This route does contain content warnings for depiction and discussion of state-institutionalized violence, body horror, depiction and discussion of death, loss of bodily autonomy, non-consensual body modification, loss of self, and has action sequence. Player discretion and viewer discretion is advised. So there's a Tizerus thing that another rebel attack crowds who don't want to serve the Empire. Huh. And then there's trending in technology. Goldblood power grubs to replace integrated reactor units in all small fleet ships. Okay. Trending in Imperial Curious, my fleet stories. Atomic spheric transport pilots from invasion to occupation. Trending on Eternia, Imperial tracking system sabotaged by rebels. Drone patrols to increase. You've gotten pretty good at at expecting basically anyone to have anything to happen all the time, but it's basically the only way for you to get by anymore. But as far as things go, Kanye and Marty working together on anything wasn't really on the list. After what happened in the control room, after Kanye killed all those people, he must have said that lasted a little bit of all that loud, because you can see a look of anger flash against Marty's face. That's not exactly surprising. What is surprising is the look of hurt that you've seen in Konya's eyes. Did she actually feel regret over what happened?
That's stupid. We only did what we had to.
You're not going to say this to her face, but it doesn't sound like she believes that. Before you can ponder this any further, Marty cuts in, her tone angry.
Look, I already told you. This is an arrangement of necessity. Nothing more. As soon as I find her, we're done.
Her, in this case, being Folklia, of course. Marty nods.
Yeah. Say whatever dumb shit you want, but I'm getting her out.
That reminds you, what's going on down there anyways? You didn't really have a chance to look around before things started exploding and catching on fire and everything.
Don't worry about it. Let's just get down the hill first.
Guess that's fair. Oh, wait. See. That reminds you, what's going down there anyway? Don't worry about it. Let's just get down the hill first. Wait, they're just going walking.
That's the idea.
The compound is in chaos from the attack. We'll be fine.
Moving by clicking the left mouse and dragging, or using the A keys. Attack with the right mouse or X keys. So, certain characters only, of course. Not sure about this. You got a bad feeling?
Oh, you've got a feeling. Look, they've got a feeling.
Shut the fuck up. You don't get to talk to me like this.
Kanye huffs and turns away from Marty.
Fine.
Why are you even here? Seems like you always pop up in the worst places.
Well, you're helping some friends out, as a matter of fact. Marty's eyed you coldly and shakes her head.
Sure. Doesn't matter. We need to get inside, and you and your friends might have given us a way in.
Well, you here to help. Marty doesn't respond to this right away.
Can you both shut up? I'm trying to think here.
Something you're now very concerned with, I see?
Fuck you. I said I was sorry.
You think that apologizing will help? Are you out of your fucking mind?
I get where she's coming from, though. You're about to step in between them and once again ask if everything can just please get along when you feel something tugging at you. Like, physically pulling you to one side. Can't move an inch and now you appear to be hovering a few feet off the ground.
Halt! Who goes there?
I'm not surprised that you're here. Something familiar about that voice.
If you don't identify yourselves, I'll be forced to take immediate action.
Wait.
Daja?
Wait. Connell?
The feeling of restraint immediately disappears as you fall to the ground. It's been a while since you've had to endure some good old-fashioned physical torment. In front of you, you see yet another one of your old friends, Daja.
Connell? What are you doing here?
Yeah, he's completely ignoring you. Connor doesn't run to him. Instead, she walks up slowly as if she can't believe this is happening. Her mouth is hanging open.
It's you.
It is indeed me, in the flesh.
You fucking asshole.
She reaches out and punches him on the shoulder, but it's only a gesture. Adagio takes in stride, grinning at her and shifting back on his feet.
I missed you too. I see you've brought friends.
I'm not her fucking friend.
Ah, of course. Understandable. She has this effect on people sometimes.
Kanya glares at him, but her whole demeanor's changed. She actually seems relaxed for once.
Shut up.
But really, what are you doing here? I haven't seen you since you were recruited.
He says that last word like it doesn't mean what you normally associate it with, which makes sense given it just seems to be shorthand for violently conscripted here in Eternia.
Well, I got out, thanks to this asshole.
From the gesture she makes in the introduction, you gather that she's talking about you. You are, in fact, the asshole in this particular situation. Adagio laughs.
Of course. I hadn't expected to see them again, but fate has a way of making fools of us for our assumptions, it seems.
Adagio turns to you and nods, but he doesn't say anything to you directly. He's still talking to Konya.
But why are you back? Especially if you're on the run from the army.
Oh, please. Army won't do shit. Not after what we did up there.
Ah, of course. That's the mate sprit I know and love. But why are you here?
To fucking rescue you? Your pan get fried out here?
My pan is just fine, thank you. Perhaps even better than normal. But why would I want to leave?
Oh, God damn it. You're sick of having this conversation with everyone you run into. It's always, why should I leave? Or why should I fight against the Empire? Why can't you just have one friend who just wants to hang? Specifically hang in the sense of leaving Eternia forever.
I'm not going to entertain this.
Wait, what?
This may be one of the most boring assignments I've ever had. All I do is run system diagnostics and babysit helmsman and the controller in that ship over there.
Adagio hooks a thumb toward the massive warship looming in the distance.
But this isn't a bad life. It's not like I'm being hooked up like either of those two.
Oh, come on, Daja. You should come with me. It'll be like old times.
You wait a goddamn minute.
Marcy's voice is colder than you think you've ever heard. She's shaking with a barely concealed anger.
You owe me after what happened up there. You know that, right?
Connie looks at her, but she doesn't say anything.
What is she talking about, Connell? What the hell is going on here?
When she doesn't respond, Adagio turns to you and glares.
You had something to do with this, didn't you?
Yeah, not in the way you might think.
Daja, look, she's right. I owe her this.
Daja throws his arms up in the air and shakes his head, laughing again.
Sure, why the fuck not? What was your plan?
Don't talk to me like that.
Connell, you were going to walk into one of the most secure fleet facilities on Alternia. And for what, precisely?
We're here to get Follicle Durian.
Wait, the controller?
I don't know. I just know she was assigned to this ship.
Adagio looks back and forth between Konya and Marcy, and steps in and puts a hand on Konya's shoulder.
I need to speak with you for a moment.
So, you look over to Marcy, trying to strike up a conversation. She found out exactly where Folklia is. Marcy nods.
Yes. And her Moirail.
Oh yeah, Creprum. She doesn't seem to think too much of him, huh?
It's not my business who her Moirail is.
Hey, while we're on the subject of quadrants, is she, are Folkia like a thing?
A thing? You mean are we in a quadrant together?
Yeah, that. Marcy squints at you.
Why would that be important?
So is this kind of rescue your beloved and make a desperate love confession kind of a scenario? Because, not gonna lie, that feels like a little bit inappropriate here.
What the fuck are you talking about? Have you been listening to anything I've been saying?
Marcy finishes up his whispered conversation with Konya and walks back over to where you're staying with Marcy.
Connell told me about your plan. It's a horrible plan. You'd be killed halfway through, even with the outer facility in chaos. Even if I'm willing to look the other way on this to an extent, not everyone will be so lenient.
Oh, huh. Does he have a better plan?
Yes, actually. If you're serious about getting to the controller, of course.
Of course I'm serious.
Then you need to understand how things work around here. Me? I'm well known. If you're with me, no one will look twice at you. Just a couple grunts assigned to security detail. So come with me, stay close by, and don't draw too much attention.
As you walk with Daja back to the fleet compound, you can't help but stare at the hulking form of the warship in the distance. So what's the deal with this thing anyways? All we know is that it's a warship and it doesn't have a name.
Correct. The tradition is to honor the ship with a name when they enter service for the Empire. And then, once it's fully crewed, it'll launch and never return to Alternia again.
Oh. That sounds kind of depressing. And he's going to be part of the crew? Drea shrugs again and glances over to Konya nervously.
Yes, that's the idea. Not that I have much choice in the matter, but it is substantially better than the alternatives. It is vitally important that all of you remain on your best behavior as we make our way further inside.
Oh yeah, you're sure that all will be super duper nice.
Speak for yourself.
Connell, I'm serious. A lot of this complex is automated, and that includes the security systems. This isn't a fight you'll be able to win.
As you walk back past the guards from before, your stomach does a little flip and you fight the urge to throw up.
After that little stunt, the entire compound has gone on high security. It will, ironically, be easier to go about your business once we're inside the perimeter of the dry lock.
Before you come out to the other side of the heavy blast door and into an open courtyard that stretches out for a few hundred feet, you can't help but feel extremely vulnerable out in the open like this.
As you should. Automated systems are trained on you as we speak. It is only through my protections that you've managed to stay alive. The automated systems are trained to recognize me as one of their senior technicians.
Oh, that sounds fancy.
It is, in fact, quite fancy.
Adreza stops in front of another heavy blast door. Looking up, you can see that this is right next to the name of the ship. So this must be the dry dock or whatever you call it. Hey, why did they call it anyway? Space isn't what to begin with.
A term that dates back to the days when the Empress's great fleet of warships faced off against the Gamblignants on the high seas. Anachronistic, but charming. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Next thing isn't said to you, but to speak on to one side of the door.
Attention! This is Chief Specialist Asdaja Nilax. I am registering a temporary authorization.
The speaker cracks the life hidden. Even though you can't hear anything from the other end, it feels like it's listening.
I need to register 1 olive blood and 2 rust bloods for the duration of the next night cycle.
Once again, you get the same sensation of listening, of thinking, and then there's another soft click. In front of you, a much louder sound of what you assume are locks disengaging. The doors slide open with a faint sound of metal grinding on metal from where the frame is misaligned or the door isn't quite true. Before you, the cold metal of the corridor of the dry lock stretches out.
You'll have the run of the place. For the most part. Avoid restricted areas, unless you want to die suddenly and tragically. And keep in mind that you've got 1 cycle, and then you'll be considered a threat again.
Wait, what? Why not just give you more time? Jaza shakes his head and laughs at you.
The system doesn't allow that. Not at my authorization level anyways. 1 cycle. That's it.
Jaza starts to walk forward, followed by Konya. Seems to be mostly want to catch up with her mate sprite right now. Wait a minute, what are you supposed to do now? Jaza turns and glances at you with a look of barely concealed disdain.
I couldn't care less what you do. Just stay out of my hair while I work.
Okay, well, looks like it's just you and Marcy again. Oh wait, she's following them too.
I need to know where she is. You wouldn't understand.
Oh crap, now where are you supposed to go? I think last time I went to find Marcy, so I'm gonna find Drea and Konya first. Quickly scramble after Drea and Konya, hoping to catch up with them before they get too far along. Fortunately, they slow down and talking quietly in the corridor ahead. You don't want to interrupt right away, so you hang back and listen in.
How the hell did you get out of being plugged in?
Oh, Connell. Do you honestly believe that someone of my value to the Empire would be used as a mere battery?
Oh, so you suck too much. They wouldn't let you be helmsman.
That is entirely inaccurate. They begged me. I told them no.
Daja, no one believes that shit.
on either side to sound steps and say hi. Saunter, that's a good word. Makes you sound fancy. Joseph squints at you.
Can't say I missed you all that much, to be perfectly honest.
He turns back to Konya.
And you, why are you here? While I appreciate seeing my mate spirit again like this, I feel like there's an ulterior motive.
The ulterior motive is you suck, Daja.
She grins, but there's a false as she shuffles her feet before looking down at the ground embarrassed.
I owe her one. For helping us get out. For what I did.
The humming background of the noise of this place is barely concealing the awkward silence that's fallen over everything now that Joseph looks at Konya like he honestly doesn't know how to respond to her. Time for you to interrupt and distract everyone. So, why does this corridor look so different?
We're inside of the ship, you fool. As a matter of fact, would you like a tour of the vessel?
Not really.
Absolutely. Konya groans and rolls her eyes.
Fine, I guess we can do that. Rusty needs time to poke around.
This is an Imperial Standard Light Cruiser, made primarily for low orbital attack and anti-ship warfare. Single helmsman, single controller. Designed for operation with an absolute minimum of crew. Theoretically, it could be functional with just 2 core crew.
He keeps tossing the word helmsman and controller around like you know what they mean. And you vaguely remember the idea of a helmsman from somewhere, but what's the controller? JS sighs heavily as if you're both incredibly stupid and incredibly annoying.
It would be easier to just show you than try to explain it to your simplistic alien brain.
Hey, this is great and all, but also seems boring as shit.
Well, you're welcome to go find your Rustblood companion if you prefer her company.
Konya seems to think better of this.
Fine.
Follow me. Let us descend to the helmsman's chambers.
Well, this does look cool. After a series of very steep ladders, you reach a cramped room that feels somehow alive. And you realize what this is. As you remember what the deal with the helmsman is. You read about that, and that's what Corporal was talking about. Oh, crap.
As a matter of fact, that happens to be the helmsman of this fine vessel. Or, I suppose, a kind of helmsman in training. He provides control over the ship and power to it via his psionics, but he won't be fully locked in until it's ready to get underway.
The end of the room is surrounded by a series of wires, tubes, and other assorted sciencey looking stuff. You see a large glass cylinder with a screen with a keyboard input next to it. Inside, you see a body floating that looks very familiar.
I see you've noticed our helmsman's cocoon. Or, as I like to call it, his coffin.
Oh yeah, that's a lovely analogy comparing to the place that you put dead bodies like that.
Dead bodies? What? No! Bodies go into the disposal units, into the protein grinder. A coffin! Like the thing that the rainbow drinkers use in the movies?
Ha! You're such a nerd, Daja.
Ignoring those two starting to awkwardly flirt with each other, you cross through the room into the cylinder, reaching out to put your hand on the side. It's cold. Looking down on the screen, something moving catches your eye and... Oh crap, it's Creprum. Or you guess a screen showing Creprum and Tokyo? It looks like they're talking to each other.
They have to in order to do their jobs. Are you completely ignorant as to how any of this works?
You look down at the screen and you're not sure if those two can hear you, but you definitely can tell that they can hear each other.
You doing that diagnostic like I asked, lol?
I'm doing what you fucking asked me to before.
Lol, doing your mom more like.
My mom is a giant beetle. You wanna fuck her? Be my guest. Your funeral.
You're no fun, Fall.
Well, it's nice to see that these two are basically the same as before.
You hear that, Fall? Sounded like a little bitch, lol.
Wait, you point to yourself.
What's the matter? You too stupid to think of a response?
No, you quickly protest. You're not stupid. You just forget that you're now communicating in a primarily non-visual medium.
Dumbass, lol.
You're not even sure what's going on here.
What's going on is this bulge sucker doesn't know how to run a diagnostic.
Yeah, I do shut up. I just don't want to because I'm not a wiggler.
You sure do sound like one now. Do you need your lucis to tuck you in?
Fuck you.
Okay, wait a minute. You're actually generally confused about what's happening right now. Why are they all wavy like this on the screen to me?
Because the screens aren't fucking real. It's just a visual representation.
Of our sexy faces, that is, lol lol lol.
Yeah, sure, okay, but where are they?
In the fucking tubes.
All hooked up, getting sensually probed by her imperious condescension herself, lol.
Speak for yourself. Doesn't feel very sensual to me.
Okay, this is getting very uncomfortable very fast. You'll be right back. You just need to talk to a person by the thing.
More like your mom's thing.
You don't really have a Lucis, actually.
Oh, that's sad.
Really?
No, you dumb fuck. No one cares.
You look up from the screen over to Adeja. Does he mind explaining what the heck's going on here?
I feel like it was self-evident. Those are their digital avatars to facilitate communication.
But why is that even necessary? Can't they just text? Jason looks at you like that you're a bug that's having a particularly hard time squishing.
Sure, if you want their pans to melt outside of a perigee. The helmsman and the controller are permanently integrated with the ship before it launches. We've learned that if you don't provide an analog for face-to-face conversation and bodily awareness, it leads to mental degradation.
That does sound pretty bad. So, on a definitely unrelated note, you need to go find Marty. Jaya shrugs. You see her coming down around the corner, hands in her pockets with her face lined with worry.
You're still here?
Why wouldn't you still be here? Marty shrugs.
No idea. Thought maybe you'd finally give up and run again. Doesn't matter. Gonna be harder than I thought.
Oh, why?
Because she's plugged in too.
You thought Fokia had void rot, something that kept her from powering her starship. Did she get better?
She's not a helmsman. She's a controller. Same rules don't apply.
Yeah, you kept hearing that, but no one will actually tell you what specifically the controller does. You have no idea what that everyone's deal is.
Of course you don't. They act like a fire control computer for the warships. Turns out it's easier to just use a troll's brain than get a bunch of conscripts to write decent targeting software.
God, that's horrifying. So what does she propose that you do?
I can't just leave them in there. But pulling them out is going to be difficult. Follicle will die if she's out for too long. And I don't know how deeply embedded her moirail is.
Wait, what if you can get them both out and back out? What if you can get them both out and back together? That way, Fokia could be able to keep drawing energy from Kupram.
That could work. Look, I'm going to go back and see what I can find. Why don't you go around and talk to everyone? That's what you do, right?
Yeah, that is indeed what I do, but I don't really do that much otherwise.
Right. So go do it already.
You know what this is? This is a lot to keep track of. You wish you had some way to easily keep track of vital information that you could uncover as you investigate the circumstances here more closely. Some kind of investigation thing. Oh, of course. You quickly pull out your palm mask and fiddle with the settings a bit. Finally, you're able to put it back into the special investigation mode that Tagore showed you way back in Volume 1. Right after you first arrived on Eternia, that is. You know the drill by now. You should head around and talk to everyone that you can find. Maybe see if there's anything in the environment you can poke at. Although you kind of doubt there's going to be a trial at the end of all this. Now that feels like a gimmick that's probably only good for one decent use. You look around the room to see where the controller is, where the Fokia is. There's something so unsettling about being here, like you're standing around a morgue for the living.
That's basically what it is. Keeping them alive just to use them.
Yeah, you'd know that Fokia wouldn't last very long without a power supply, but this feels so perverse.
Good way to put it. Who'd have thought that using people as living batteries in computers was a bad thing?
Why is she working with Konya? Matu doesn't answer you right away. Instead, she looks off into the distance, and you can see the swell of conflicting emotions running across her face. It's okay, you say. She doesn't need to actually talk about this. You're just saying stupid stuff again, like always.
Clearly.
She tries to smile, but it looks forced and painful.
What choice do I have? I don't have the experience needed, not for this. Connell is a necessary evil.
And if you had to guess, you think that maybe Konya actually feels bad about what happened.
So what? Feeling bad won't bring them back. Feeling bad doesn't help me.
guess that's fair.
I don't want her feelings. I want her help. And then I don't see her ever again.
Yeah, that's fair. That actually sounds pretty reasonable. Marty nods at you, her expression hard to read.
You get pulled into a lot of stuff, huh?
Oh, you absolutely do.
Well, piece of advice. Do a better job of looking at where you're jumping before you head off the cliff.
So...
You have to be more specific than that.
Well, anything that would help figure out how to get Folkia and Kruprum out of the system. Marty shakes your head.
There's some kind of access controls, but they're locked out.
So it's possible to release them from the system?
Sure. If you want this whole place on lockdown.
That does seem like it's probably a bad thing. Marty glares at you and reaches out to place a hand on the cylinder where Folkia is being held.
Of course it's bad. Everything about this place is bad.
You're sorry for how things went down before.
You're sorry? For what? For all those dead lowbloods in the control center? For stopping me from killing that blue bitch?
Yeah. You know, it was really bad what happened, and you really tried to make sure it didn't go the way it did. Marty's gritting her teeth and glaring at you.
I know you did, for whatever that's worth.
She sighs and her shoulders slump.
It doesn't matter. It's done now. We're here now. Guess I'm trading a few dozen lives for 2.
Well, to be fair, you didn't really think there was a chance of actually stopping Skyan and Konya once they got going, which is honestly completely fair. Messed up. Possible outcome was always just going to be mitigating the damage as much as possible. Which, not much, but...
That's not reassuring. What can I do? It's already happened. It's just a question of whether I keep letting it happen in the future.
You're sorry about it, Dreda.
You're sorry? What are you sorry about? The fact that you let that bitch live?
You couldn't just stand there and let her die like that. Why couldn't Marty understand that? Marty sighs and closes her eyes.
I know you're not that kind of person. Just sometimes I kind of wish you were. Look, I don't want to talk about any of this. Not to you. Not anymore.
Guess that's fair. Not really much to say about it at this point. So I guess just... maybe... Okay, so... Folkia is floating in the air in kind of a gel-like substance held in place by a series of tendrils and hooked up to what looks like a breathing tube. She's kind of just hanging there, not reacting to anything. She looks like she said just hanging there like that. It's unsettling. Blanket flickering monitors show views from around the dry dock facility and inside the ship. Looks like it taps into the nearby surveillance cameras as well as the ship's own internal and external video feeds. This vaguely resembles an arcade cabinet, all flickering lights and symbols you don't really understand. It's memorizing, but you get the strong feeling that you should probably just leave it alone. Probably locked down anyways and you'd just be wasting your time. Even if it does look very fun to play with. No, you're going to be a good friendship entity and not do that right now. So I guess talk to Folkia. When the screen comes on, you notice that only Folkia is sitting there staring at you. Wait a minute, you thought that she was blind and yet she's definitely staring directly at you.
Of course I'm blind, you bulge muncher. The ship. I'm hooked up to all kinds of sensors. Cameras and shit.
That's good.
Can't see by myself, so the ship sees for me.
Oh, neat.
You're a lot uglier than I thought.
Neat.
What do you want?
Just want to talk to you, guess. Folkia doesn't exactly look thrilled at this possibility, but she doesn't tell you to leave either. At this point, you're just like a grudging essence. Does she want to get out of here? You see Folkia's shoulders slump. You wonder if she's seeing her literal movements inside the warp glass vision she's trapped inside of, or just interpreting her emotions symbolically.
Of course, I want to fucking get out.
Well, that's a pretty simple thing to convince her of. You're expecting to have engaged in some kind of pre-scripted argument with her where you have to say the right things in order to avoid a failure state.
What the fuck does that mean?
Oh, nothing. So, you came to help her get out of here? See Focula shrug on the monitor.
No idea. Maybe talk to Krooprum about it?
Okay, but will he want to leave? He seems pretty excited about being a helmsman, generally speaking.
He'll go if I ask. Better than the alternative.
She doesn't have to explain exactly what that means, but you assume that's a lifetime being trapped inside of the spaceship. That doesn't exactly appeal to her. To her surprise, she laughs. It sounded dry and raspy.
Yeah, a lifetime. Let's go with that.
Okay, cool. Well, maybe you should go back and talk to Cropper and ask him about this specifically. What does she think about Marcy?
Who the fuck is Marcy?
You know, the rest blood wears goggles. You met her in the trash pile a couple sweeps back. She seems to register with Fokia, but only barely.
Sure, I guess. Don't really remember her.
Oh, you only mention it because, well, actually, you made some assumptions about Marcy's feelings, so fuck yeah, actually. In retrospect, maybe you should have just been more mindful of the inevitable passage of time.
That feels like a you problem.
So, what about Carl?
What about him?
Well, does she think that he's going to be willing to leave along with her? That seems kind of like a package deal.
He'll go if I ask. Like I said before.
FCNI. Interesting. Neat. But, what's his deal generally? Like, why is he so excited for this in the first place? Seems like it kind of sucks, honestly.
He loves the heiress. Probably this is close enough to fucking her.
You notice that she said heiress, not empress.
Yeah, he doesn't give two shits about the empress.
Aren't they basically the same, though? Serve one, serve the other, that kind of thing? Fokia shakes her head and looks at you like you are, in fact, the world's biggest idiot. You hate it when people do that to you.
Not as far as he's concerned.
So, how's she doing? Fokia laughs at you, shaking her head. Okay, yeah, maybe not the best way of phrasing the particular question.
I'm fine. Just trapped for the rest of my life.
Well, not yet, right? Like, she's still able to get out if you help her, right?
Sure. Also, maybe you'll meet the heiress. Maybe you'll become mate spritz with a nice cerulean blood.
Oh, she's being sarcastic.
No shit. I'm doing fucking terrible. It's warm in here, and it smells like ass all the time.
What can she tell you about the ship? Fokia looks around as she's studying the ship itself from her vantage points, locked inside a cylindrical glass coffin in the ship's fire control room. You'll suppose it's probably pretty tied in with the ship's systems, though, given that she controls all the weaponry.
It's a warship.
Cool, but also that doesn't really tell you much about it, especially if you're going to help them get out of here. It seems like this isn't really enough information to be particularly useful.
A warship with 2 essential crew. Lots of guns. Flies fast. Ask Coopram about that part.
Yeah, you might just do that. What's it mean that there's only 2 essential crew, though? That those 2 can fly that ship all by themselves?
That we can do everything by ourselves. At least for a while.
That's kind of terrifying, actually. The idea that 2 people could wield that much power all at once. The ship seemed kind of like it could probably level a city.
It absolutely can.
Yeah, that's not really boosting your comfort levels with the conversation. I think maybe it's time to talk about something else.
Whatever.
What did you think about the rebels? This time, Fokia doesn't laugh at you or even respond right away. Instead, she looks off to the side, her brow is furrowed.
They're gonna die.
What?
I feel like that was pretty fucking obvious.
I mean, yeah. Well, you think that maybe the rebels are actually pretty dedicated and maybe won't die. Did you know that some rebels just raided the base attached to the dry dock?
Who cares? Those wins don't matter. Rebels don't have warships, drones, or anything else. All gonna fucking die.
That's incredibly depressing to think about, but you can't really argue with her on that. She's right. The Empire has resources they can barely even imagine. You're not committed to what they're doing, but that doesn't mean you just want to leave them all to die.
You act like you have a choice.
Now that you've talked to Fokia, you should try talking to Grubrum and see if he has anything else to say. Nothing to look around here besides freeing. So I'm going to the Fleet Depot guard post first. Cautiously walk back to the guard post. It seems like things have quieted down, but the post is still empty. So empty. Your stomach does paint the little flip and you turn away from the shadow glass and blood splattered all over. You're so tired of all this, all the constant violence that Eternia represents. Why can't things just be nice and peaceful like they were back on Earth? But that leads you down the path of logic that you don't want to travel, because Earth was basically like this too. Maybe not your corner of the Earth, but it was basically the same. Isn't Eternia just the same system written in neon letters a mile high? An exaggerated, hyper-real version of something that feels all too familiar. And you made some changes of your Earth that blocked off Earth that you're now guarding for, but what if it wasn't enough? When you get back, what's going to happen to them? Even when you get your powers back, what are you going to do to make sure that the same mistakes don't get repeated over and over again? Maybe some of the Eternians you're talking back with you could help. That seems a pretty solid plan, actually. You open the drawers and fish through them, but it doesn't seem like anything's useful here. Damn, the one time that snooping around people's property doesn't work out for you. See, this looks like printed itinerary for someone in the fleet's command staff. You carefully took a photograph with it, you palm husk, and conveniently stole your recollection using evidence log for later for our recollection. There's a husktop. Try and turn the computer on, but it doesn't seem to want to boot up. Getting that the computer wasn't hardened in a way that would protect it from a gunfight, or getting the power cut. Bunch of different crazy things, actually. Small piece of paper lies on the desk. Close examination. It looks like it had some administrative log and information typed neatly on it. So that's definitely going to be useful, right? That's going to be useful later. Admin password. So I'm going to quickly just write this down so I can use this later. In password from the office. That's GFRILW. Inspection schedule. The schedule seems to show an itinerary for some high-ranking attorney and military official. It looks like they were on the same training schedule as you not too long ago. They're headed to something labeled as Imperial Exclusion Zone, with no further information provided. Let's go to the dry dock exterior. Step out of the building to see Konya leaning up against the side of it, arms crossed tightly in front of her, scowling.
What do you want?
You just wanted to see how she's doing, honestly. You're not sure that a lot's been happening lately, and maybe she's not 100% okay with all that? Konya glares.
I'm fine, but if you want to talk...
Any ideas of what
Why the fuck would I be here if I knew?
You're just wondering if she's noticed something, literally anything that might help you figure this out.
I don't fucking know, okay? Goldblood shit is weird.
Yeah, this wasn't a productive conversation. Konya rolls her eyes.
No one made you talk to me.
How's it? Yeah, you
He's being a stubborn bulge muncher. Won't listen when I tell him he needs to come with me.
But is he okay? He seems like a lot of people are getting completely screwed over by their involvement in the Empire.
He's fine. Not the right kind of powerful for helmsman. Not void-rotted. Just a middle manager in the Empire.
They have the concept of middle management here on Eternia?
You never met a teal?
Actually, met a ton of teals. Why, some of them are your best friends are teals.
Then you know what they're like. Always on each other's bulges. Can't believe Daja wants to be like that.
So why is she agreeing to help in the first place?
Why do you care?
Just curious. Mostly just curious. Konya never had struck you as being someone who's all about helping others. She shakes her head.
It's the only way to convince him. Dumbass fucking Daja. Thinks this is such a good deal. Being part of the crew and all that.
Why? Why would he think that? Doesn't it mean he'll be off-world forever?
Everyone goes off-world forever.
But not her, not anymore. Konya shrugs.
Sure, but Daja isn't like that. He cares about the rules too much.
So she thinks if she helps you, maybe you should get a chance to talk to Adaja out of this? Konya shakes her head and rolls her eyes.
You're so fucking smart. How did you get so smart?
Oh, it's mostly your brain. God, that was more sarcasm.
So smart.
So why is she really agreeing to help? Konya glares at you, and you get the sense that she knows exactly where you're going with this. Is there something else beyond helping Adaja here? Finally, her glare fades, and she draws in a long breath.
Maybe.
Does she feel bad about what happened back in the training satellite?
Maybe. Maybe I do. So fucking what?
Well, you're just saying that you understand. You know how it feels to make decisions that you regret and want to make them, right? That's why you're back.
Sure, I guess.
But yeah, seriously, you have no idea what to do. Konya rolls her eyes at you.
You really are so fucking useless.
Well, you aren't trying to be useless. She rolls her eyes again.
Look, I did find something you could use.
She hands you a piece of paper with some adhesive on the back. A sticky note. Cool. You logged in with the evidence, I guess. But, what's this for? Konya shrugs.
No idea. Some kind of password for something. Try it and see, I guess.
So, let's see. Is there anything useful to glean from here? Guess not. But we did get server documents. Server document. Server password. Sticky notes. So, which these do look like they're different in this version, along with compared to my Revolution rounds. So 3WWM 2VHM. So let's see here. So I didn't even to the thing, so that's here. So all I got to do left is helmsman control. You walk back to the helmsman room only to find Andresa standing there, contemplating some kind of readout or other.
Ah, I see you've decided to return. What's your purpose here?
Well, you mostly wanted to help your friends, specifically the friends that are trapped inside the warship.
Help them... how, precisely?
You're not sure that you want to try and explain this to Deja right now. Something makes it feel like this would be a really bad idea, actually. Nothing in particular, you're just talking to them and such.
Well, that would be... acceptable.
So tell me more about the helmsman.
What exactly do you want to know?
Well, like, what's his deal? Why was this specific troll chosen? Deja laughs.
Because he's a powerful psionic.
That's the only reason? But what about who he is?
Who he is a battery and navigational device for one of her warships. That's the only thing that matters to him anymore.
So tell me more about the controller. Is there something specific that got Folia selected as a controller? Also, you're not entirely sure what a controller does specifically, but that's been a little bit...
Fire control. They're the targeting system for the warship.
What? Why? Why not just use a computer?
Because computers aren't precise enough, aren't fast enough. A troll's brain, though, magnificent. So they use void-rotted goldbloods, the ones who don't have the ability to survive on their own. They get power from the ship, and in return, they become swords of the Empress herself.
Jerry chuckles and shakes his head slowly.
Poor fucking bastards.
Is he happy to see Konya again? Jerry nods slightly and closes his eyes, taking a deep breath.
Of course, I never truly thought I would see her again.
He's going to be off-world on the ship. Once again, Jerry nods to you.
Most likely. I will become part of the permanent crew, only disembarking periodically for rest cycles on stations and larger ships.
So, Konya? Adria frowns.
I would imagine she was destined to be part of the Alternian army, correct?
You know, that's about right.
I suspected as much. A lonely existence for either of us, for sure. I am happy to be around my mate Sprit once more. Although, I have no idea how much difference it makes. Once you all leave, I go back to waiting on my fate.
What if you can give him an alternative, another way out? Way to stay with Konya, even? Adria glares at you.
That would be an exceedingly high form of treason, even if I were so inclined. The consequences would be severe beyond comprehension. I'll take my chances here.
So, why is it so empty around here? You thought that a spaceship, especially a warship, would have more crew than this. So far it seems so empty. Also, the fact that no one has shot you yet has made you very on edge.
This isn't just any spaceship. This is an Alternian light cruiser. If need be, it can be operated by only the helmsman and the controller. Of course, practically speaking, it'll have a crew soon enough.
Wait, but why? Didn't he literally just say it could be run by only 2 people? Why do they need more? Dre lowers his eyes back like you said something especially stupid.
You think that's enough? Sure, they can run the ship. But what about repairs? Repelling boarders? Keeping the systems maintained?
Oh yeah, that does kind of make sense to have more than the bare minimum crew on board. So why was he here?
I was conducting final integration tests before bringing the systems fully online.
So he's going to be part of that whole support crew detail? Adria nods.
Precisely.
Is there anything he can do to help you?
To help you... what, exactly? Defy the Empire and steal away 2 valuable assets from under my nose? A plot I am completely unaware of course, because I am so happy to see my mate Sprit again. But which I might become rapidly aware of if it becomes more trouble than it's worth.
Yes. Jay rolls his eyes and shakes his head slowly.
The only reason I'm doing this is as a favor to Connell. And she seems to be doing it as a favor to that Rustblood for whatever asinine reason.
Just a regular chain of favors.
Indeed.
So, help?
Oh, for Empress' sake, fine. Give me your palm husk.
Reluctantly, you hand Jerry your palm husk. He spends a few seconds tapping something in, then takes out a tablet and does some more tapping. Just lots and lots of tapping. Finally, hands back the palm husk.
There. I added one of the critical encryption protocols. A lot of times they're missing from the default security package.
Oh, crap, that's awesome, thanks.
Don't mention it.
Oh yeah, but...
I mean literally don't mention it. I could get called for helping you.
So... interesting. Guess I'll just look at this. You have no idea what any of these controls next to Corporum actually do, but they seem to look important. You're almost tempted to go over there and start pressing them at random to see what happens. But honestly, you don't want to have the best track record with just pushing buttons randomly and seeing what happens, so maybe let's not do that plan for now. Corporum's falling in this massive cylinder full of goo. Let's go with goo here. Little jolts of lightning flint off of his body discharge through the liquid, leaving a residue trail behind. You're not sure how any of this works, but you remember our basic psionic history. He's responsible for at least partially powering the ship. And I guess the last thing is talk to Corporum. The screen cracks to life, and then you can see the digital representation of Corporum staring at you. On the other side of the screen, Forecast sitting there.
Be me. Talk to Loser. Hey, Loser, lol.
Oh, it's you again.
It sure is you again. You just wanted to know if you could talk to Corporum, actually.
You want to talk to me, you talk to both of us, lol.
Okay, that's kind of weird, but you guess it's fine. It's not like you only wanted to talk to one of them in the first place. You know what? Sure, let's go with this.
Whatever, stupid grub-faced noob, lol.
Does... you want to get out of here?
Lol, why would I want that? I'm good. Part of her war machine feels real good.
Oh, you're such a piece of shit. Goddamn horny for Trezza.
She'll notice me, probably, lol.
She doesn't know you exist.
Okay, this just feels about as awkward as every other conversation you had with these two like ever. Maybe one of your painted and changeable subjects is in order. So, what can you tell me about the ship?
What you want to know?
Oh, okay, this seems to be a more attractive line of conversation. You're just thinking he made fun of you some more.
Oh, wow, I'm an alien grub. Don't make fun of me.
Yep, just as hilarious as the last time.
Shut the fuck up, Fall. They want to know about the ship.
Fine.
Ship's fucking fast, lol. Can do 6 times light speed. Got so many guns.
So many guns.
What do they use these ships for anyways? Crap on cackles at that.
Lol, serious? Fucking killing shit. Planets and shit.
Orbital strike missions against hard targets.
Hard targets, lol. Good one.
Fuck you.
Okay, yeah, this seems so frustrating. So, what about Focus?
I'm right here, Bulge Muncher.
You know, but you want to see what Captain thoughts on our situation.
Lol, IDK. She's a big girl, can make her own choices. Put on her big girl undies, lol.
Can we not start that conversation again?
Yep, still quite uncomfortable.
Who fucking cares? You're the one who stuck your bulge into it.
Lol, they did, didn't they? Fucking noob.
Doesn't he have any feelings on his morale being trapped inside the ship?
Yeah.
Oh?
She can't leech off me.
Technically, I still am. You power the ship, idiot.
Oh. Yeah, lol.
So how is he doing? You're just wondering how he's doing. Like, he seems well adjusted, but maybe there's something missing here. Maybe he'll like to get out and stretch his legs a little.
Lol, what? Makes no sense, stupid dumbass. Can't just leave, lol. Gonna lock in here soon. Be one with the heiress. She's hot.
You're so pathetic.
At least I'm not a bitch, lol.
God, shut up.
Seems like it might be a better idea to talk with Falke about all this stuff. She seems like a more reasonable one of the two. So, what does he think about the rebels? Now, you're not suggesting he join the rebels, just you're curious on his overall opinion on the rebels is, or maybe rebellion as a general concept.
You sound like a fucking indigo.
They do! Lol. Trying to be super smart all the time.
Wait a minute, you just wanted to know his opinion on the rebels.
Losers.
That's it? Just losers?
Yep, lol. They suck. Stupid bitches, lol.
Just moving past that? Well, you know...
TLDR, fuck off.
Well, you know quite a few rebels, and they're neither super nor bitches. Okay, well, maybe depending on how you define the word bitch, maybe. So you talk to Folkia. Corbin doesn't actually respond right away. You're expecting more of the same jabs as before, but he's quiet this time. Does he have any opinions on this already? You haven't even told him what he's gonna say.
I told him already.
Fall said she wants out. Be me, see your Moiril. She wants to leave. Fuck.
She can't keep staying in the system. He knows this. He might be the way he is, but he's not stupid.
Shut up! You think I don't know this stupid shit?
I keep trying to talk to you, but you don't listen.
Shut up! Be me. Fly a fucking starship for the heiress. Keep my Moiril warm and fed.
You bulge-eating fuck, I'm dying.
No, lol. Stop being stupid.
Fine. Leave me in here. Starving to death seems fine.
Shut up!
Oh, what is she talking about? Isn't the ship going to keep her alive?
No. After 5 sweeps, nutrient feed cuts off forever. You know why that is, don't you?
This time Crumpin doesn't respond.
Planned obsolescence.
He still doesn't respond. On the screen you can see him frowning and gritting his teeth.
They'll just find another one once I'm not useful anymore. Can't keep going forever. Stop at a port and swap one out for another.
It's rapidly dawning on you on exactly what Falky was talking about before. The weird sense of fatalism she had, the comments about resupply, wasn't just rearming or replenishing supplies for the crew.
Fuck, fine.
He doesn't have to accept this. There's still a chance to get her out of the system, to get them both out. But you need his help.
Okay, fine. But you need some stuff first. Need to work the release on my pod, then follicle. I need to be there. She needs the energy.
Yeah, you feel like you can probably do that.
More like do your mom, lol.
Never heard that one before. Actually, you don't even know if you had a mom.
Oh, that's so sad.
Really? It's kind of sweet.
No. Get me the fuck out of here.
Okay, fine. I think you know what to do. Check the 2 holding pods at the releases, get them out.
Yes, but also their security to disable.
Yeah, that about tracks with the experiences over the last 4 night cycles.
We'll help you with it. Just get to work.
Get me to fall before she dies, lol.
You're such an asshole.
Great, you think you got this? Pretty sure you got this. And with that, after I check this thing, because you don't even write in my own songs, going to save the game. With that, I'm going to actually call this here. I hope you guys have a good day, night, week, month of your lives. May the stars forever guide your path, forever might lead you into the future. Goodbye, everybody.